My name's Barbara Anglezarke. I'm with Talybont-on-Usk Energy. I'm the company secretary, and at the moment I'm the treasurer as well, but we all mix and match our roles within the group. I was involved with the group right from the beginning. I was working for Brecon Beacons National Park Authority on the Sustainable Development Fund. I was the SDF officer. And the 3 national parks in Wales each had a Sustainable Development Fund, and we thought it would be fun to work together on a single project that included all the national parks. And we thought that, as it was about sustainability, that renewable energy might be a really interesting theme. So I had met Nick, who lives up at Aber, who was interested in putting a turbine on the house. So I knew there was at least one person locally who might be interested. So we decided to focus on Talybont-on-Usk and had a public meeting. So that was our contribution to the 3 national park sustainability renewable energy project. So right from the start, really, I was involved. We had our first public meeting in 2000. So we just put out a general call for people who might be interested in exploring the potential for renewable energy in the village to come and meet us here in Henderson Hall. And we had a really good turnout. And so we carried on having those public meetings over the next year, really. Different people came, and then different people started coming more regularly. And at the end of that time, we had a group that was coming together who had lots of different skills, who were interested in really exploring what the possibilities might be. So we managed to get a bit of money from the National Park, from the Sustainable Development Fund, and employed some consultants, Dilas Consulting. And we had a magical day out in the area, because I was thinking at the time, biomass, you know, all the woodlands we've got around here. I thought that might be an opportunity. Anyway, we just went out on a bit of a road trip around the area. And at one point we found ourselves down at the reservoir, and we went down to the treatment works and knocked on the door. I think somebody in one of the public meetings had mentioned that the water treatment works used to have a turbine, because there was no electricity in the valley at all then, you know, until fairly recently, actually. So we went and knocked on the door, and somebody gave us this massive iron key that looked like it was from a cathedral or something. And we went out to the turbine house and opened this creaky door with this big iron key, and there was a slot waiting for a turbine to be put in it. So it was really like hair on end moment, really. It was quite magical seeing that. So that's where it all got going. So we thought, right, we'll have a turbine. The amazing thing about having a turbine is that it brings in a regular source of income to us. We don't have to apply for grants. We get money from selling our electricity to the grid. We get feed-in tariffs. And we're able to do what we want with that money. So Talybont Energy is set up to promote renewable energy, to educate people, to inform people and involve people in renewable energy. So with the money that we've generated from electricity sales, we've been able to put photovoltaic panels on the roof of our community hall, Henderson Hall. We had 1 row, and then we had another row. So that really helps the community hall be more sustainable. We supported the air source heat pump that's in the Henderson Hall. And then we've played with various things. We've had electric bikes, which were great fun. And then we've had a car club, Talybont Energy Car Club, that we've been running probably for the last 10 years. So we've had, sadly, Chippy is no more. Mr. Chips, our car that ran on used chip fat oil. He's now deceased, unfortunately. But we've still got an electric van called Halwen, who is plugged in to Henderson Hall, and people in the car club can use her to travel around the place. Over the years, we've explored different projects to get people more aware of and using renewable energy. Henderson Hall was our partner right from the start. Our first public meeting was in Henderson Hall. We've had all our meetings in Henderson Hall. I don't know what we'd have done if we hadn't had this amazing resource here. I think community halls play such an important part in the lives of communities. You know, it lets people come together to do all sorts of different things. And we've been able to show how having the photovoltaic panels on the roof can really help a community building be more sustainable. And we've had a place for the cars to live and to plug into. It's been absolutely at the heart of what we do. We've done projects that try and reach out to younger people. So we've had a whole programme of going into local schools with little turbines that allow young people to actually get their hands on the technology and see for themselves how it works. We ran a project with the Guides and Brownies a few years ago where they explored using digital media to produce a big poster that's displayed in the hall now. So it's been important to us to make sure that our young people understand what we're about and what we're doing and really understand the benefits of renewable energy. Our next project is hopefully to look at the canal and look at how we can generate electricity using water source heat pumps. So we're talking to the Canal and River Trust, who are really keen to work with us on it, and look at how we can maybe use that energy to power the pubs along the canal. We've got many of them here in Talybont, so that would be really fun. One of the things for me personally has been the joy of working with my colleagues on the committee, really, Talybont Energy Committee. Over the years, we've had quite a turnover of people being involved, but we've always been fantastically lucky, given that we're such a small place, to have people with extraordinary skills join us. So we've had people who have been managing their own business, people who really understand about renewable energy and the technology of it. We've had educational psychologists who know how to work with people and to gain people's interest. So yeah, it's just been really quite mind-blowing what talent we've got in our little community here, and it's just been such a lovely experience to be working with everybody.